Hi friends, Jim Sherman here. And last September in Oscoda, Michigan, there was a Bigfoot bash. It was the first one. And what was great about it is it featured people like Cliff Barrickman and Matt Moneymaker, Mark DeWorth, and Jeffrey Hansen, who helped organize it. What was really cool about it was there was a luncheon, always nice, but also at the conference itself, there were vendors outside, there were chainsaw, Bigfoot creations, all sorts of really cool stuff, radio interviews. It was just a bunch of fun, and then people had the opportunity to listen to the speakers. But that night was particularly exciting because we broke into groups and we went out into the field. And what was great about it was the fact that Matt Moneymaker had a drone that he was testing out that was a thermal drone that you could send out and do all sorts of crazy stuff with. The idea was send out various groups. Rich and I and Sarah led one group, and my goodness, Cliff grabbed another group, and there was one other group that went off, and we kind of went in different directions, and the idea was to scare up some kind of activity. My group wanted to go where there was like a little cemetery memorial thing, because that's just what you do when you're in the woods. You might as well make it a little bit more scary. But the idea, if someone comes into contact, we radio base camp, and then base camps can send the drone over us and get some really cool imagery. So we went out. What was cool about it was we had weird lights. I'll describe it in the video. We heard things snapping. At one point, a figure was seen in the road that wasn't supposed to be there. But it all culminated in some amazing thermal imagery that we captured. Rich and Sarah got it. I was about maybe 40 meters down the road. It was so interesting because we didn't even know we had it until we went back to the hotel room and we were looking at it and we're just like, oh my goodness, look what we have. And it was unbelievably exciting. I'm going to show that to you. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how we went back the next day and we recreated all of it so that you can get an idea of what it takes to make sure that evidence is good, and what you have on a thermal image or a picture or anything like that. Is it really good evidence? And that's what we set out to do, and I think we proved our point. All right, let's have fun with this. It should be pretty cool. Now, to give you a better idea of what we're looking at, I'm just going to trace the figure. All right? There's the head, going down to an arm with a thumb, all the way down to a leg. That's a tree. See that? That's what we saw, and it appeared to move in the video, and we didn't know it was there. All right, Rich, where are we headed?
We're headed to the thermal site.
I notice you're giving a lot of detail about where we are. No, this is awesome.
We're on a two-track road bordering U.S. Forest Service land and state of Michigan land.
Completely legal, though.
Yep.
This is the first area that we stopped, and off to our left over here, we saw some lights, little whitish or blue lights that appeared to shoot up, according to one of the witnesses. And then I saw just one over there. Then over here, the road is there. My Jeep happens to be over there. I saw lights there, and then other people witnessed it. But we stopped here for a while, and then we made our way this way down the road. And then it was on the way back when some really weird stuff happened. One of the weird things we noticed was that whenever the crickets would stop chirping, we should stop, because then we would hear something in the background. Sticks snapping, things like that. Just movement, weird stuff. I will tell you that the acorns are falling, and so you'll hear that periodically. What ended up happening was, as we were walking this way, we walked past a site where there was a tree, and I'll show you the tree in a little bit. When we got by the tree, one of the participants, a young man, asked if we had all of our group together, and we counted 9, and he's like, because there's someone behind us. And that tree, when we passed it the next time, is where weird stuff happened. Then we went that way, probably a quarter of a mile, then turned around, and I probably made it about to this location, and our 2 thermal witnesses, Rich and Sarah, then saw something up there. We're trying to figure out exactly where they were. This is a lot less easy than we had anticipated.
Do you want to come back out here tonight with me?
I'll come back out here tonight.
We may have to come back out with a thermal.
I think that's going to be our best bet.
What we did is we looked at the video, we pulled it up on our phones, and we found this. So once we have this as a marker, now we can get a better idea of what's over there. Beautiful.
And here's Boob Tree.
Where's Boob Tree?
Right here.
Right here. Okay, so this is Boob Tree. All right, so we did find this. Okay, now we go
That is terrifying.
and figure out
It was standing there?
a ways in there.
It was in further than this, but this is the tree that's closest to us that we can use as a marker in here.
Yep.
Because there's that, middle of the road.
Road doesn't look the same.
Boob tree.
Boob Tree. Okay, I think
Boob Tree, and then we come
It
back.
was right there.
something was
Right in
Okay.
there.
okay.
So
Let's head in there and take a
I
look
was
eventually.
seeing motion here, and what we recorded is over here.
Correct.
Yeah, we found it. It's like, seriously, like the sights of a rifle.
Yeah.
It looks so cool.
So, you see my hand? You got to be directly in front of me, my 12 o'clock.
That's exactly where it's at.
More to the left, or yeah, my
To,
left.
to your
sorry.
right. Start shimmying to your right if you can.
You're about to hit it in about 10 feet.
It was closer than,
This was way close. Nope, more.
yep.
Keep going. Keep going. In between the 2 trees in front of you.
Okay, shoot straight to your right. Just go to your right. Sidestep.
More.
Sidestep.
More.
Okay, so we're measuring the area underneath a branch to give us an idea of a possible height if that branch is accurate. What if something were right there? Like you're standing here, hold on,
Okay,
watch this. What if you're there and I'm here and I'm doing this?
It would have been to your
You'd have been left of me.
Like here?
Yep, which makes perfect sense because my line of sight right now, I can only see about 6 inches of you down there on the bottom.
Okay. So the distance from the shadowy figure to the road where we think they were standing is 70 feet, and so that would make 58 feet where the smaller figure was. Do you hear me do that math in my head?
Okay, say
That's
it again.
no, I don't think I could. 70 feet
Yeah.
from the shadowy figure
Yep.
to the road, and then 58 feet from the smaller figure to the road. What we're doing right now is trying to get a perspective from shadowy figure to smaller figure, and that's kind of like what we're looking at right now. It's interesting because you really don't look like you're that as far apart as you really are.
Yeah.
You're right.
I would think I'd be able to reach out
And touch
right
on the
now,
shoulder.
And we are 12 feet apart.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. It's always fun to play a Sasquatch. So if you've made it this far, you know that what we captured on the thermal image was not a Bigfoot. It was just an artifact of the way that the trees were set up. But we never would have known that had we not gone back to look at it, because I will tell you, when you went frame by frame, the way the thermal image is captured, you could see, it looked like the fingers were moving. You could almost see eyes blinking. That didn't happen, but I could have sworn that I could see that. And so that's why it's super important not to have confirmation bias. You'll want to look at the evidence dispassionately, even though you were right there and it would have been really, really cool for it to be what you wanted it to be. But in this case, it wasn't. But the rest of the night was pretty darn cool, and we did cast some cool prints. So no matter what, it was a great trip. Thank you for listening. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for making it this far. And good luck in the field. Have a great day.